Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024, broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we get started, here are our rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 35606. First rule, one ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3, the blackout and 52 numbers. Number 2, when bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Number 3, each bingo game will be closed when bingo has been declared and verified by calling the number displayed on the screen. The phone lines are open to receive calls, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive calls. At least one phone line has been available for calls for 2.5 minutes, and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Number 4, prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Number 5, final win confirmation occurs when the winners submit their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV. Number 6, in the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday and they will be accepted. If a player is unable to play the following Wednesday, they may exchange their cards at NACTV for a future game. Please check the NACTV.tv website or call the office for confirmation of the game or games to be played. Number 7, Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 8, Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards, and tonight they're green. They are green tonight. Game 2, the X game, has a prize amount of $150. Game 3, which continues from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 9, if Game 3 is won with the toonie ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive the accumulated toonie pot plus the blackout or consolation prize. Number 10, jackpots for Games 1 and 3 accumulate by 50 cents per package sold. When a jackpot is won, the pot will increase from the minimum amount when accumulated sales reach that value from 0. Number 11, the toonie pot accumulates by $1 per package sold. When it is won, it starts at 0. Number 12, prizes must be claimed in checks cashed within 6 months from the bingo play date. And 13, a list of the bingo numbers called can be obtained from the NACTV office. Okay, that's our rules. Let's find out what our toonie number is. Toonie number for tonight will be 072. We're not playing. This game is not in, this ball number is not in play yet. This is the tuning number for Game 3 and it's 072. Okay, it goes back in the hopper and we will start our games. Game 1 is the jackpot in 50 numbers or less, and the pot is at $19,258. The first number out under the gold colored cards is under the I-27. I-27. Under the N33, N33. Under the G52, G52. Under the O66, O66. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the N32, N32. Under the B12, B12. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the B8, B8. Under the O62, O62. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the G60, G60. Under the O61, O61. Under the N35, N35. Under the B14, B14. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the B2, B2. Under the O68, O68. Under the B6, B6. Under the O69, O69. Under the B10, B10. Under the G50, G50. Under the O72, O72. Under the N31, N31. Under the O65, O65. Under the N43, N43. Under the B3, B3. Under the G51, G51. Under the G56, G56. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the G55, G55. Under the G46, G46. Under the N37, N37. Under the B9, B9. Under the N39 and 39. Under the N36 and 36. Under the O71, O71. Under the G54, G54. Under the O75, O75. Under the N34, N34. Under the O73, O73. Under the B7, B7. Under the G49, G49. Under the G48, G48. Under the N40, N40. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the O63, O63. Under the I-30, I-30. And that is your 50th number, so pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody calls in to claim that jackpot of $19,258. The phone number to call is on the screen there at 204-476-2639. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Just a reminder that if you open up your card and where it's kind of glued together, if it tears or rips and you can't see your number, this would be a good time to call in and we can tell you what that number is that you cannot see. So if there's an issue with your card because you can't see a number for whatever reason, you can call in, we can put your card into the computer and it'll show us your card numbers. We're going to have some silence now until our 2.5 minutes are up. Let's close button to close the part. What number am I looking up?
Yeah.
No, what's the card number? Sorry.
7788.
7788. 7688. Okay. Both phone line or one phone line is open to receive your calls. Somebody does need to know what their number is. Let me know when they've got it.
No, she's wanting to know what the number is on the end.
What?
She can't see the number because of that blue.
Because of, yeah, okay, so I got her card up there.
Can you see the number on the screen? Okay? I'll wake you up. Bye-bye.
Okay, it's just, I'm tired, I don't know. Okay. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls for the third and final time. And not hearing any calls, we'll declare that part of the game closed and move on to the consolation round for $100. Okay, the next number out on those gold colored cards, prize of $100 now, is under the I-23. I-23. Under the G47, G47. Under the N38, N38. Under the B1, B1. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the G57, G57. Under the G59, G59. Under the B11, B11. Under the B4, B4. Under the N44, N44. And we have a caller, so we won't look at that other number. And we do have one phone line open. 52. Okay, we have Vela Bingo and N44. N44 is the bingo number. And we do have a bingo on N44. So and the other phone line is open to receive your calls. After this game, we will be moving on to our green colored cards tonight. They're green tonight. To play the letter X game and the blackout and 52 numbers or less. And in game 3, we'll be looking for that tuning number of 072 if it hasn't been played already. The tuning pot is at $9,195, and we sold 116 packages last week. So that means $116 was added to the tuning pot, and half of that, $58 would have been added to the blackout and 52 numbers, the game 3, and game 1 would also have had $58 added to it to increase the jackpots by. Both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. In 30 seconds. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any other calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to our green colored cards, looking for the letter X. But first, our winner on the Bonanza Consolation was Carrie Davey of Nipawak, purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to Carrie. Oops. And we'll just put all the balls back in the hopper so we can start afresh. All right. Looking for the letter X on the green colored cards. Remember to cover everything. If I call it and you have it, make sure you cover it, because the game 3 carries on from this game 2. So the first number on the green colored cards is under the B5. B5. And the prize here is $150. Under the G48, G48. Under the N45, N45. Under the B13, B13. Under the B15, B15. Under the G52, G52. Under the O69, O69. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the O65, O65. Under the O71, O71. Under the G60, G60. Under the G49, G49. Under the N40, N40. Under the O67, O67. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the N42, N42. Under the G55, G55. Under the G53, G53. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the O74, 074. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the 072, 072. Under the B7, B7. Under the 064, 064. Under the 062, 062. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the B4, B4. Under the G56, G56. Under the N33, N33. Under the N31, N31. Under the G46, G46. Under the B1, B1. Under the N39, N39. Under the N38, N38. Under the N36, N36. Under the N44, N44. Under the O73, O73. Under the O66, O66. Under the N43, N43. Under the O61, O61. Under the O68, O68. Under the I20, I20. And we have a caller. We'll pause here and see if we've got a winner on the letter X game. Two, three, five, four. Okay, we have a winner on I-20. We also have another phone call, so we'll see what they've bingoed on. So at this point in time, I-20 is a valid bingo. What is it?
7436.
7436. Ah, same number, right? I-20. Okay, two valid bingos on I-20. And the phone lines are obviously busy since we have two winners on I-20. We have two winners on the letter X game under the with the I-20 as the bingo number. And the Toonie pot number 072 was called, so there won't be a Toonie number to look forward to in game 3. But game 3's jackpot is sitting at $9,515. We have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open or not. Just got another phone call.
Seven,
7732. And another I-20. Wow. I-20 is the popular number tonight. It makes 3 winners on the letter X game. All with the I-20. Okay, wow. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, NACTV schedule, some new programming out there and some other programming. So I'm just going to read through the schedule and pick out a few things that are on NACTV. The NACI grad ceremony, we have decision makers, there's basketball. We have one phone line now open to receive your calls. One phone line is open. Okay, one phone line is open to receive your calls. We have new coffee chat with Brian Headley and Colleen Sinchison on the town land purchase that was announced in the paper. We have NIPWA views and stories, the story behind the stories. The Cirque Luz Delia comes to NIPWA. It's a circus one. And both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. There's Music on the Porch 3, that's a new program. The NIPWA Pharmacy Transition, NIPWA, one of the pharmacies was bought by new owners and became a super thrifty. North Cyprus Langford Council meeting is new. There's also the NIPWA Garden Club vegetable gardening. Trail Pride is a new show. Lions Care Assisted Living Open House. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll be moving on to the next game right after I announce who won on our Big X. We had 3 winners. Donna Berard of Brookdale purchasing the cards from Harris Pharmacy. Val Lee Batillier of Nipwa purchased the cards from Harris Pharmacy. And Vanessa Finnemore of Nipwa purchased the cards from Harris Pharmacy. Okay, game 3, our jackpot is, congratulations to our winners on that Big X. Okay, so our amount here is $9,515. Okay, continuing on, the green colored cards. Looking for a blackout in 52 numbers worth $9,515. The next number out is under the G57. G57. Under the B2, B2. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the O-70, O-70. Under the G47, G47. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the O-75, O-75. Under the G50, G50. Under the G59, G59. And that is your 50-second ball. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody calls in and wins our jackpot of $9,515. The phone number, of course, is 204-476-2639. And I'm going to take a break until 20 seconds are left. Sorry, that was my water bottle. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we will move on to a consolation round for $100. Next number out on the green color cards is under the I-16. I-16. Under the O-63, O-63. All the O's have been called. All the O's should be covered. Under the B9, B9. Under the N34, N34. Under the G54, G54. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the B3, B3. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the G58, G58. Hey, we have a caller. And another caller. 1859. Okay, G58, valid bingo. We'll check what the other person has. Five, 7, 6, 6. Another G58, so 2 valid bingos on G58. And that ties up our phone lines. And that will wrap up tonight's game, once we find out who our winners are. Okay, we have one phone line open to receive your calls. Winning number is G58, the last number called. We now have both phone lines open to receive your calls. And add another minute and 30 seconds to count down. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and that wraps up our bingo for tonight, except for to find out who the winners are. So, on the blackout, that's blackout consolation, right? Okay. Blackout consolation, Rosine Fouliard of Brandon, purchasing the cards at the Brandon Superstore Lottery Kiosk, and Darlene Gillies of Neepawa, purchasing the winning card at Harris Pharmacy. So, recapping for tonight's games, on Bonanza Consolation, we had one winner, Carrie Davey. On the Big X, we had a few winners. We had Vanessa Finnemore, Valerie Batillier, and Donna Berard. The Blackout Consolation was won by Darlene Gillies and Rosine Fullard. Congratulations to all our winners, and thank you all for playing along with us. I hope you have a great week. See you next Wednesday.